Hi, this is Stan Bush.
Hi, this is Stephanie Calvert.
This is John Payne.
This is Jack Hughes.
Hey everyone, this is Britt Lightning from Vixen.
Hi, I'm Carrie Stevens.
Hello, I'm Kofi Baker.
And you're listening to Play That Rock and Roll.
The reason I like your book is that it is full of great stories, and there is an infamous story that wrestling fans know of, but some people watching this might not be familiar, and it is fascinating to me that you were in the room when it happened. And this is one of the first stories of your book, and I'm just wondering if you could share your memories of when Sid Vicious picked a fight with Brian Pillman and threatened him with a rather unconventional weapon. This story cracks me up.
There was a hotel in Atlanta called the Dungeon. It wasn't the nicest hotel in the world, but basically it's where all the boys stayed, no matter what company they worked in, when they were in Atlanta, because the manager was a former wrestling fan / other names that we don't use anymore. And so she gave everybody a deal, but more importantly, like the bar, which was called the Dungeon, was like tremendous, known for incredible parties after the matches. Obviously there'd be a lot of women there and different stuff. But so when we were in the Dungeon one time, and Sid walked in, he had left WCW and gone to WWE, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I saw him and Mike. It was more Mike Graham than Brian Pillman, but it was both of them. It was both of them jaw-jacking back and forth. And apparently, he was saying, I got out of this Southern bullshit wrestling company, and now I work in a place that has respect, and you guys suck, and you'll never amount to anything. And drinks had been had, not by Sid, but by everybody else in there, pretty much. And so Mike Graham and Pillman start dressing him down, and you're a goof, and you'll never get over anywhere. You got a good look, but you can't fucking work a link, and all that stuff. And Sid said, "You'll see, I'll be back." And now, if it was today, I think we'd all run to our rooms because we think that he was going to bring a gun in.
Right.
We it's just funny how the world has changed. I never even thought about that. We thought it was going to be like a baseball bat. It was a squeegee. And he brought the squeegee in and held it up and said, "Come on, motherfuckers." And everybody at the same time just burst out laughing. And I've never seen somebody so red in the face. And he walked out of there, and we just continued drinking and laughing about it. But wrestling fans that were smart, for years would bring a squeegee to the matches when he was there and hold it up. It's one of those stories that if you're smart, probably was in the Wrestling Observer, one of those sheets. But yeah, it was, the Dungeon was crazy, and we go into even more crazy stories there. In addition to that one, there's a whole bunch of them in the book.
That is such a weird story. I mean, because Sid is one of those guys who you don't see him too often doing like shoot interviews. And he seems like kind of an unknown kind of guy. Maybe I just don't know enough, but like, was this in character for him? Did he do weird shit like that? Or like, what did you think of Sid?
He was all right. He was, didn't dislike the guy. He was kind of standoffish a little bit. Maybe that's not the appropriate term. He just wasn't warm. And he, in the wrestling business, there's guys that have big egos, but they could, like a Sting. Obviously he had a big ego. Hogan has a big ego, but it could also be Piper's perfect example. But when Piper would shake your hand, I was his book tour manager. We crisscrossed the country and in Billy Ray Cyrus's tour bus for 45 days. And he would shake your hand, and he would not only shake your hand, but he'd hold his other hand on the other side and warmly say, "Hey, really nice to meet you. Thank you for coming out." Even though he could be the biggest heel in the world and sold out made WrestleMania what it is today, as the antagonist. So So, but there was something off about him. I'm going to be honest. Hey, I'm going to see him, I guess, in October. I'm going to be at a big time wrestling convention up in Ohio, and I just saw the poster, and he's on it too. So, I hope he doesn't bring a squeegee.
Oh, you should bring one.
I'm trying to think if I have the balls to get him to bring a squeegee to see if he would autograph.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's the appropriate thing to do.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but I'm tempted to.
Oh, yeah.